Hey Alex, how's that terrain coming on? Alex, have you painted that terrain yet? Alex, how's the MDF coming? Alex, have you painted that terrain yet?
Hello, I'm Alex. Welcome back to Tabletop TV. In today's video, we're going to talk about Chroma pre-colored terrain. So what is pre-painted Chroma terrain? Well, let's do some background first. Carnevale is a game known for its gorgeous and evocative boards. 18th century Venice is a fantastic setting of towering buildings, cramped alleyways, treacherously slippery streets, and deep canals with bridges, railings, mooring poles, and so on linking them together for a network of pathways for daring acrobats and roof runners. We do a fantastic range of scenery for this already. The Streets of Venice range has every building shape and size you can imagine. However, this can be a huge task for painting. As the terrain guy in my local club, I've got stacks of painted Venetian scenery already, but I've got stacks more yet to paint. And, well, that takes time, that takes paint, and it takes, well, more time. And that's where Chroma comes in. We have recently launched the Chroma Streets of Venice range. This is a complete set of pre-coloured MDF scenery for playing Carnevale. The kits are a mix of old and new. Some are existing designs, reimagined in full colour, and some have been designed from the ground up to add interesting and evocative new shapes and dynamics to your Venetian streets. The MDF frames aren't painted as such. Instead, the design is actually printed directly onto the frames, meaning they don't need any prep, they don't need any sealing afterward. They are incredibly durable, you really can't scratch them. And yeah, as soon as the glue is dried, they're ready to play with. Speaking of, what do you need to build an MDF kit, and specifically a Chroma one? What special tools do you need? What glue do you need? How do you do it? It's a pretty straightforward process. Let's go to my desk and I'll walk you through it. So firstly, you won't need clippers, you won't need a scalpel, plastic glue, or super glue. PVA glue or wood glue will do the trick and give you work time. MDF frames are a good way to blunt a precision tool like a scalpel, so instead you'll want something a bit heavier duty like a craft knife or Stanley knife. You'll need some water and something for the glue. Old spray can lids are perfect for this. Sandpaper or sanding sticks will help clean up the edges, and you'll want an old or cheap brush that you're willing to slather and glue. Finally, you'll need a kit. The new Venetian Quarter set is a dense collection of streets, buildings, steps, and bridges that gives you everything you need for a 3x3 foot board. We're going to build the Fisherman's Islet, part of the set that's also available on its own. On our website and on the label of each kit, you'll find a QR code to the instructions, and an indication of how long the kit takes to build. This kit should take about an hour, give or take. Cutting the pieces off the frame is simple. Just get your knife and find the connection points, then press down into your cutting net. Each piece is laser cut to only have a few connection points, so it's easy to get the parts free of the frame. You'll want to sand down the connection points with some fairly high grit sandpaper. Just be careful not to remove more than you need to. Don't worry about the colour of the bare wood, we'll fix that at the end. And then you're ready for glue. I use cheap PVA glue, although anything will do really. I know some people use wood glue, but as you'll see, the parts go together really cleverly, so you often don't need to use that strong a bond. To glue, just slap some PVA glue on any part that'll touch another part of the model. So here I'm doing the teeth that'll connect to the other part of the street section. Again, use an old and tired or very cheap brush for this, because it won't be good for anything else when you're done. And then just push the parts together. PVA glue will give a weak but flexible bond almost instantly, so you've got loads of time to reposition parts or pull them apart if you make a mistake. If the other parts don't quite go together properly, just get out that sandpaper again, sand down the connection points a bit, and then just dry fit it again, test that it goes together. If it still doesn't, sand it a little bit more. If it still doesn't, sand it a little bit more. Keep going back and forth until eventually it does go together. And then when you're gluing together lots of parts at the same time, like here with this street section, try to apply the pressure evenly, working your way around the piece. If you only get one corner fully flush and glued in place, you might struggle to get the others to line up. It can be a bit tricky, but turning it upside down and pushing down into the desk can help. And then once it finally snaps into place, you'll get a very satisfying click, and then go back around it, making sure everything lines up. If you get glue spilling out the joints, it's very easy to fix. Just get a wet brush and wipe the glue away. Even if some does remain in the wrong place, it dries clear, so it's not the end of the world. Some sections might feel a bit wobbly and flimsy as you put them together. This tall building didn't want to make a nice right-angled shape, but that's fine. You'll find as you build the kit, it's designed so pieces interlock with previous steps and help force it into shape. The only thing I'd suggest is put enough time aside to finish the kit in one sitting, or at least finish sections completely, so if the glue does cure, it cures into the right shape. Doors and windows will be barred and shuttered. Most of Carnevale takes place at night after all, and these orange-brown shutters add a really nice complementary colour to that blue-teal of the building. The pillars, steps, and embedding the building into the street really give it a bit of rigidity, correcting that wonky rhombus shape into a proper square base. Areas like the railings are interesting. Because the MDF is only printed on one side of each frame, all of the Chroma builds cleverly use two pieces on anything freestanding back to back, so the design ends up on both sides of the piece. This means that unless you pick the model up and turn it upside down, you won't be able to see any bare MDF at all when it's done. Each building also incorporates the dark brown laser-cut edges of the piece into the design. This gives the piece a really distinctive, high-contrast look, which looks great on table. It also means they're easy to patch up, because we have a paint, literally called laser-cut brown, that matches the burnt edges almost perfectly. So when you're cleaning up those connection points, if it's bothering you that you can see a little bit of bare MDF, you can just go in with laser-cut brown and clean up. Once the roof's on, there's a few more details, some horizontal beams and the freestanding pole, a perfect perch for a thief or an assassin, and yeah, there you go, the Fisherman's Islet is done. So yeah, there you go, that is a full building, assembled, in colour, ready to go in under an hour. I mean, I could start playing on this straight away, to be honest, even before the glue fully dries, because all the parts interlock so cleverly. The printer surface is really durable, like really scratching there, it's not culling off, not having an effect. The shape of the building is quite durable as well, it's gonna stand up to some gaming, that's my point. So yeah, honestly, really impressed. I mean, Carnevale is a fantastic system, it is actually my favourite system by far. But the terrain has always been a little bit of a barrier to entry, because you need specific terrain and quite a lot of it, and you've got to paint it. With this stuff, with Chroma, yeah, that barrier's gone. You could get this terrain, you could get a board ready over the weekend, ready to play in a couple of days. Recruit a friend, cut that time in half, and then, yeah, you've got a fantastic looking board. It will survive the test of time, it'll survive rigorous gaming, and it's built from the ground up to work with Carnevale as well. So yeah, everything is all vertical, you've got things you can jump on, there are designs you can put the model in various places and make sure it's going to be stable there and so on. Yeah, really impressed. Add to that the World's Fair After Party 2-player starter box, which is where these models are from, Carnevale now in plastic, and yeah, honestly, there's never been a better time to get into this game. I'm certainly keen to play more, so I'm going to go away and get the rest of this stuff built. We will then have some battle reports coming up. We're going to do some battle reports of the World's Fair After Party scenarios, so we'll have the full Venetian Quarter set fully assembled. I was going to say and painted, but it comes fully painted. So yeah, look out for that. If you want to make sure look out for that. If you want to make sure that you don't miss it, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. Leave us a comment. Let me know if this was helpful. If you've got any questions about working with MDF, about how the Chroma works, what it's like, and so on, or what you're excited to see as well. What else do you want to see added to the Chroma range as we go? Because this is just the start. There are more kits coming. And yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.